Today we will do a refinancing problem. The Jones family took a loan 4 years ago, and now that terms for loans are different, they would like to replace their current loan with a new loan. However, they want us to help them make a decision considering the new factors for the loan that they are trying to make. We will be looking at the cash flows that will occur in the both different loans. So for example, in our outflows, we will be looking at fees, points, payment increases, and payoff difference. And for inflows, we will be looking at payment savings, cash out, and payoff difference as well. And then we will help them make a decision whether to stay with their old loan or replace it with a new loan. In this case, we have the following information for loan 1. The acquisition price, which was the value that they end up paying for the house, was $265,500. They took a loan at a loan-to-value ratio of 80%. Therefore, the loan amount that they got was equal to the acquisition price times the loan-to-value ratio, and $212,400 was pretty much the loan amount that they got. Now, the interest rate for this loan is 7%. The term is 30 years. Fees for appraisal were $2,000, and origination fee where 1% is 1% from the loan amount. So in this case, we're going to have that the origination fee equals the loan amount times 1%. These two values right here were out of pocket. So we're going to mark them in yellow. Now, we can also, from here, we can calculate the payment that they have been making all this time. So we're going to do equal payment, parenthesis, rate, interest rate divided by 12, number of periods 30 times 12, and present value would be the loan amount. So now we have the payment that they have been making all along. Now for the new terms, we have loan 2 with the following information that is available to us. So for the loan-to-value ratio will also be 80%. Our loan amount will depend on the balance standing from loan 1, since we are only going to be allowed to pay off this old loan, and we're not going to be allowed to actually take cash out and take advantage of a different loan. So for our loan amount, we will know that later. For our interest rate, this is a different interest rate. It's lower than before, and this is a 0.05 interest rate, which is 5%. The term, we will like to have it for another 30 years, and the fees for appraisal and other fees is now up 10%. So we will have the original $2,000 fees times 1 plus 0.1, which will increase the amount by 10%. And then finally, the origination fee has now changed. Instead of 1% is 2%, so we will have to take 2% from the original loan. From the loan that we will take now, and then we can calculate the new payment and everything. Now, in order to see the different cash flows that we will have during the life of these two loans, we're going to build an amortization table. So we're going to need period, interest, payment, principal, just to see how much of the money is going to principal until the end of the loan. For the period, we're going to do we're going to actually do 360 periods just because our loan is a 30-year loan, and this will be easier to see like what is going to be like once the loan is pretty much paid off, and the difference that that's going to make if we do decide to take out a new loan or not. So for the interest, we're going to do in period 1 equal IPMT parentheses. The rate in the first case will obviously be 7% divided by 12. The period will be 1. The number of periods will be 30 times 12. And the present value will be equal to the loan amount that we have already calculated. We're going to secure these terms so we can use them all along, except for the period, obviously, because that's going to keep changing according to the month. Then we're just going to drag it down. We can see at the end of the whole period of the whole term of the loan, we're going to be able to see how the money pretty much doesn't go anymore to interest, but it rather goes to pay the principal. So now we're going to see that the payment will be equal to, we already calculated this payment, so it's going to be pretty much equal to the payment that we calculated here, $1,413. 7% divided by 12, 30 times 12, and the present value. We should also secure these numbers so we can just drag this formula down. The payment will be the same all along until the end of the loan. And then finally, we're going to look at the amount of money that actually goes to the principal. And how we're going to do that is equal minus the payment plus the interest. And this is the loan amount. This is the amount of money for from each payment that is actually going to go pay for the principal. And now we can see that, for example, our payment has been $1,413, from which $1,400 are going to the principal at the end of the whole period. Now, it says that right now we are at year 4 in our original loan amount. So we're going to mark here the 4 years, which would be until month 48. Month 48. There you go. We're just gonna make sure that we know where we are at right now. So we're going to calculate the balance standing for this loan. So for the balance standing, we will have the loan amount minus the summation of the payments that we have made to the principal during these 4 years. So we have a balance standing of $202,787 for our balance standing at year 4. The $202,787 will be the amount of money that we will have to acquire as a loan. So we're just going to plug it in. Our loan amount will be equal to the balance standing, and that's exactly what we're going to need. Okay, so we're going to just move this balance standing box to here. Okay, gonna add some